and you're my first guest. So I'm really excited.
Honored. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. The fact is, a certain group isn't booking. That's the problem. There's little things I auditioned for. Yeah, it's really bad. I auditioned for like a lot of like baby mama stuff. I auditioned for
You're
drug dealer.
joking, but how do you feel about TV right now? The cancellations after cancellations, or things that get picked up, but then they get canceled before they get to be seen.
Yeah.
So
That's a heavy and loaded
yes.
question because
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm with, you say your name, Heydra, right?
I actually say it as heydreya. So that's my
Okay.
my like account name, and then my real name is Andrea.
So what do you want to be?
Andrea.
Okay.
Andrea.
So I'm with Andrea, and did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she is a good friend of mine. She is an what should I say, upcoming actress.
Yeah, for sure.
And she posts a lot of videos about, acting, the behind the scenes, about representation, which is actually something we bond over is, talking about representation. And I'm doing this interview series. So I thought I would ask her some questions, and I'm also going to be interviewing different creatives. And yeah, so I'm excited, and you're my first guest. So it's really exciting.
Honored. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, of course. So, why did you get into acting?
Ooh, it's funny that you talked about representation because that's pretty much it. Like, I saw other kids enjoying it, growing up watching Disney Channel and stuff. And I also grew up doing like church plays when I was about 5 years old. And that's when I truly fell in love with it. And then I watched Disney Channel, Nickelodeon growing up and saw that this is someone's actual career. But then there was like a lack of people who look like me on TV. So I was like, if I can't find someone, or if I can't see myself in other people, I should just be the person that I want to see, pretty much. And yeah, that's when I fell in love with it. And I started it when I was about 13. I started pursuing TV and film acting when I was 13. Yeah.
So I have a big question, but how do you feel about TV right now? Like
Yeah.
this current climate? Because,
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter. I follow a lot of people that talk about it, and it's just like the cancellations after cancellations, or things that get picked up, but then they get canceled before they get to be seen.
Yeah.
So
That's a heavy and loaded
yes,
question because there's so much involved in like TV and film. There's so much like politics now that
yeah,
wasn't involved before when it comes to down to like the writer's room and who's a part of it, to who's signing the checks, to who's going to be the forefront face, like the actors and stuff. But yeah, loaded question for sure. Um it's from the actor's perspective, it's a bit scary just to, navigate this space. I think a lot of people, like the end goal for a lot of actors is just get that series regular role. And 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that was like the top dog thing. If you got the series regular, you were set for life pretty much. And that's not the case today. Getting a series regular role does not mean security. It doesn't mean job security in the end. Getting a series regular role, you could be a series regular today and be nothing tomorrow. You have to restart your career. And so, yeah, today's day and age, there's no job security for all aspects and all roles of filmmaking. So that's pretty much changed. Also, the volume of things as well. Um, like there are a lot of productions and things on TV right now, and there's a lot to consume as a user. And it's because they're rotating things so quickly now. Like they'll start and stop projects, and then there's a new show to watch, and there's a new show to binge for a season, and then they take that away as well. And
yeah.
so it almost like takes away the validity of things. Like, oh, you were on a show, I was on a show too, because there are 1,000 other shows to watch. So it doesn't mean anything. And so that's like where I'm coming from. And then of course it's the whole topic of like reboots and sequels and prequels
Yeah.
and you know, all and revivals and all that stuff. And it's yeah, it's just weird. As an actor you want your hands and everything and you're like, what can I get in next and what can I audition for? But as a creative and even as a consumer of just all this stuff, it's like you're just tired. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's a weird space, and honestly, I hope it gets better, specifically for Black girls. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I think what really made me, I mean, I'm acting like I've been through like something hard, but I've seen a lot of shows get canceled that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturdays was one that really made me sad. I was
Yeah.
like, no, like they're actually bringing back like fun Black shows on Disney Channel. What's her name? Marcy.
Oh, Marseille.
Yes,
Oh, I love her.
she produced it and
Yeah.
everything. And I was just like, I love her and I love this show. And I was like almost done with the season. And then they took it off Disney Plus. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Um, it's yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't think that this has happened before of networks putting out projects and then completely wiping it from the face of the earth. And it's just scary to think that you could do a project and put your all into something and the network could just erase it and it's for no one to see ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it
I
came
love
out during the strike too.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I
there
think
was
that's what contributed to its downfall, the fact that it aired during the strike. Yeah.
no promotion. I don't know how much you can say about like the business and stuff since
Hmm.
you're in it, but I just know during the strike nobody could really promote anything.
Yeah, which is very, very true. But for Marseille specifically, she was a producer, so she could say stuff. So she was promoting it, but unfortunately, she was the only one promoting it, I think. And when it came to that case, because she did an interview saying that Disney didn't help her promote it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the strike was something, it was difficult to navigate. There were a lot of like do's and don'ts. And it was you had to learn about contracts and the politics of acting and even like the business side that you weren't aware of before. You just knew that you were being screwed over. You didn't know exactly how bad you were being screwed over. And then just to make sure that you weren't going against the union, you briefing up on things. So like you weren't able to do reality TV, commercials, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then so that stopped a lot of productions, and now things are going back up. And this was after COVID as well. So we're in a very like
Yeah.
daisy place, and it's just been so uncertain for the last 5 years because we had COVID, then the strikes with the writers, the actors, and then a bunch of other unions revolving around the film industry. And that pretty much halted production for almost a year and a half. And then now we're out of the strikes, like all the strikes, including stunts and IATSE and all them. And now we're going into recession, so there's no money still again. And I
There's
don't
no
know, it's
money?
just pretty much there is money, but I think what's going on is the AMPTP, the network executives, they're trying to figure out how to rebudget things and whatnot post strikes. And also we're in like a very, very low point of the economy. And then also with the election, and there are other
Yeah.
like state elections going on. And this is something I was unaware of too. A lot of productions will hold off on the state legislatives and state elections so they can know where money is being put. So like each state has their own amount of tax credits to give to the film industry so that it's cheaper to film. So I'm from Georgia.
Yeah.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have one of the highest tax credits, meaning that we give the film industry the most money so that they can film here, and so that's why they come here to film. And so a lot of those decision makings are when the elections happen for the state at the state level. And so they're pushing off a lot of productions right now until after the state elections so that they know where to film. So that I didn't know that until I went to acting class. He was like, yeah, they're just waiting for the state elections. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, this is a lot of politics.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if that answered your question. That was
Yeah.
a lot of rambling.
No, that's a good. I could listen to you talk forever. I want to ask. I'm trying to remember. You have been. I know you've been in a lot of YouTube, like short
Yes.
films, but you've also been in Lyle the Crocodile.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, is that a deep cut?
What did you say?
Is that a deep cut?
No, I just literally I kind of forgot about it. Yeah, I did Lala Crocodile. I did it for 2 weeks. I played like the main character. He was a teacher, so he had students. I played one of his students. They had me in prep school outfits and stuff. I didn't have a character name. I was just there every single day, which is pretty cool.
Sean
With
Mendes.
huh?
Shawn Mendes.
I did okay, so I didn't see Shawn Mendes. He was not on set. I think he was a voice actor, but I saw
Yeah.
his I was in this scene with his crocodile and I saw the animatronic. Like it was just a machine guy going around and he looked pretty cool. It was also very scary, but I met Constance Wu. She
Oh.
was pretty cool. Like she was very nice, very quiet, very poised. Like she just carried herself
Hmm.
like a boss lady. She was, and then I met Javier Allen too. Very, very nice guy as well. Like he's a chatterbox. He
Like,
was talking to everybody, which is great. Yeah. But yeah, Lala Crocodile. I also yeah, I do a lot of YouTube stuff for sure. I've done a couple things on TV, um, like the true crime documentary stuff. So there are a lot of reenactment things where you can go watch famous true crime stories be reenacted on TV, like on Snapped and Fatal Attraction. I've done a couple of those episodes. Yeah, so I guess you could go find them somewhere. I don't know. I try not to watch those.
we don't like to watch yourself.
No, not really.
That's the case with actors. Like
I
I
literally
want to see.
avoid screenings. They'll invite me to screenings for my stuff. I'm like, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna go, and I don't go. Or my friend, one time, my family threw me a premiere party for one of my Fatal Attraction episodes, and I said, "Yeah, I just have to go study because I was still in school." And then I left. I didn't watch it with them.
So you like that was like my one of my other questions. Like, so you like the joy of acting and being on set, but you don't like.
No, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good off that. Yeah.
I swear you were on a CW show.
Oh,
Did I?
CW.
Was that Harry? Was that Harry?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. No, no, no. You are correct. You are correct. I was like, what are we talking about? So I did do Legacies.
Okay.
Yeah, Haryana. She's so great. She literally put me on. I did Legacies. She also let me know how she did Stranger Things. Then I did Stranger Things after that. So I've definitely done like a lot of background work. I've done Legacies, Stranger Things, a couple of the other like I did recently. One of the last background jobs that I did before I was like, I'm done with background pretty much. It was what is that movie called? The Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown. It's that Netflix movie. And Chris, I want to say it's mm, Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, one of the Chris's.
I
Yeah,
think I have heard of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. You meet so many people. You get paid. Sometimes it's really good pay. And you get paid just to eat. Like I would definitely recommend doing background, especially if you want to get into acting. You learn a bunch of the terminologies of set, and then you learn how to start and stop a scene. Like it's a great experience.
Um. Sorry, I just like
No, you're
just
so
I
good.
just like got into what you were saying. Um. What was the progenies like?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was so cool. Haryana, she's a force. She's such a creative in every single aspect. She does so many things. And she was literally running that set. It was cool to see a bunch of people who just loved Disney and loved acting and loved creating stuff and being together, and we're all the same age. Um, yeah, I can't remember if I actually acted in that show. I might have, maybe not, but I definitely did do a lot of like crew work with her. And Oh my gosh, that was such a while ago. I love seeing everyone just like blossom as well because it's been a minute since I did that set, and just seeing everyone grow in their own ways too. Like some people are off doing other projects, and but no, I loved it. It's a it was a very colorful set. They had
Yes.
boss makeup, boss costuming, like everything about it. It was so cool. They're the coolest people. Yeah.
What advice do you have for actors that want to get into the business?
Yeah. Okay. Such a great question. I think for one, know who you are, know who you want to be, know how you want to present yourself to people. I think the best thing that you can ever do is like truly understand yourself to your core and make sure that no one else can shake you up because this industry will shake you up if you are not solid with yourself. You know what I mean? Like the rejection, people telling you who you should be, what you should look like, because you'll get unsolicited advice being about your physical appearance, saying you should not do this with your hair. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should even get braces. And I've gotten that. So just being very, very secure within yourself. Um, and once you are solid and you confirm who you want to be in this world, that's when you start booking because then people know where to place you. If you don't know where you want to be and who you want to be, it's kind of hard to place you in certain roles in certain areas because you're kind of shifty. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely do that and do everything under the sun. Do all the background work, do the voiceover, do the commercial, do the short films, do the student films. If people ask you for help, even if it's free, even if it's unpaid, even if you don't even think you'll get credit for it, do it. It's all beneficial. Yeah.
Okay, I have two more questions.
Yeah.
How do you stay creative during like when you're not filming
Hmm.
and yeah.
Yeah. That's a great question. I definitely think just making sure you surround yourself by other creatives, having creative friends, um, just being inspired. Honestly, people hate social media, but I love it. Um, I just make sure that I like follow and to interact with the creative accounts so that even when I feel like I'm in a rut or even when I'm not booking and not on set and even the moments where like you get dropped by your representation, like your agents and stuff, um, I could just be inspired by the people around me and one way or another, they're probably doing something that they need help with. So always saying yes, always sharing your availability so that even if you're not able to get yourself these opportunities on set, your friends can do the same for you. Um, yeah, I think it's just like making sure you're always consuming creative stuff. Even if I'm not inspired, I can still, eat it up and maybe something will come of this. Yeah. I
Yeah, I
think
feel like you're always on set. I'm like, this girl is busy.
it it definitely looks like that. And I think I pose my social media like that. Um, that's not the case. I wish it was the case. But recently I've been so proud of myself because I'm getting on year 10 of my career now. And they always say 10 years before like you start booking. And I think that's been the case because I've booked some really cool stuff and I'm definitely on set now. But
Like
the
TV
last 2 years,
stuff.
I promise I've been like low key lying to y'all. I'm not on set all the time.
Like you've been booking TV stuff or like I
Mhm.
mean all stuff is cool. I don't like when people are like you probably because I love your TikToks and
Thank
I
you.
love your videos and but I've seen people be snarky
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, what have you been in?" and stuff like
right.
that. But it's like that's still work. Like
Yeah.
being on YouTube, TV stuff, like it's all work.
Yeah, it's hard saying that um to people who are like simple minded that you're an actor and they ask, "Oh, what have you been in?" And I have been in things, but even if I had like a co-star, guest star, if they don't remember me, it's still not valid in their eyes. So, yeah, it's definitely hard. And unfortunately too, it like that's how we measure success as actors as well. It's like if people can recognize us and things
Mhm.
and so I do understand I do understand like okay, booking shorts and student films and web series that's cool and all, but am I gonna be on TV? Because I think the same thing. I'm like, everything that I've done is cool, but let me be. I want to be in the theaters, like, but Yeah, I finally started booking things like that, which I'll be able to share as well because a lot of times you're not able to share student and short films because they're in festivals or like they're just not on any platforms. And
Mm.
it's cool now that I'm starting to book things that I'll be able to like share it with people. Like just go on this streaming app, like you'll see me type
I've
stuff.
actually noticed that a lot of actors, like they'll be on an HBO show and
Hmm.
they'll be on a film for a film festival. And then sometimes it gets picked up by
Yes.
like Hulu or like Netflix and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so when it comes to the film festival circuit, if it's short, you're just doing it so that you can get like visibility and you can network and just get awards and maybe someone will fund you and you can make it a feature film or something. If it's already a feature film, they're probably looking for distributors, so people like Sony and 20th Century and all of them. Um, and when you're like going to the theaters and you see the that opening screen, it says Sony Pictures or whatever, those are distributors, so they're looking for distributors to actually help them get it out there on other platforms. And so yeah, that's why you see actors who are series regulars still have to attend film festivals because they're in films that do have a network, they just need a distributor. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I have two more questions and then we can be done.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I'm
Okay.
having fun.
Yes. So what is your opinion when people see people of color? Is that the right term? People of color? Like when you're
Hmm.
talking about like
Yeah.
when people are like, oh, they see something like Ariel and they call it, oh, this is Vogue. This is like
Yeah.
forced diversity. Like, how do you feel about that?
It's disheartening to watch and witness, and it's also scary in my eyes as well because this could be me, this could be my friend, and all you did was got an audition from your agent, and oftentimes you can't decline because you might have declined last audition. Um,
That's the
and
thing. People are
yeah,
like, oh, why? People are like, oh, why did this person pick this role? Or
mhm.
like, they're like, oh, this person is in everything, and it's like, y'all, they have to pay rent. Like, they
They
have
have,
to.
and it's not even with the renting, they have to say yes to their agent because their agent is putting themselves. So the whole how you get an audition, first of all, your
Yeah.
agent sees the breakdown for a role, and they have to submit you for that role, and then casting has to approve. So there's a line of like begging, please see my client for this before you even get the audition. So
Mhm.
just know that your agent sucked their neck out on the line for you to get this audition for you. And if you decline it, it makes the agent look bad
Yeah.
because the agent has to go back to casting and be like, no, my client can't do this. So there's a line of of uncomfortableness. So that's why you kind of have to do the audition.
Hmm.
And so to see them just accepting the audition and doing it, that from it going from that to the racism that Halle Bailey and Avantika and all these other
Yes.
people are
Did you?
experiencing.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Did you?
No.
Did you meet Avantika?
Oh, okay. So my friend did, and then because my friend lives in New York, and I think Avantika does as well. And my friend
No.
Celine, hi Celine, if you're watching this, she, yeah, she got a video of her saying hi to me and being like, "We're gonna be on set together," because I think she just knows that I love her so bad, and yeah, but it's like scary too because again, Avantika's she's younger than me, and she went through a lot. Halle
19,
Bailey,
right?
yeah, it's very scary because
And
this could be
Avantika
me as
wasn't
well.
tested.
What
Like
you say?
it wasn't an official casting.
Exactly.
It
So
was somebody.
that
On
just shows you a piece of what they're able to do or what like the anger that this side of the internet has. And if she was cast, it would be 10 times that. And that's just terrifying because all you're doing is your job. And on top of that too, when it comes to the live actions and just projects that have IP, a lot of them have creators that have some type of bias that are racist themselves. So they
uh,
don't have any people of color in their universes in the original IP in the original book series. So when it's being adapted into live, action, you kind of have to include everyone. You have to make up the mistakes of the actual
Yeah.
book itself. And that's what people don't realize. Even when it comes to like the Percy Jackson series, Rick Riordan,
Lovely.
he had to exactly love Leah, but he had to come back and say he had to rewire his brain because he realized that his entire first book series was all white, and he realized he did have some type of subconscious bias, and
Mm-hmm.
he made up for that by creating this show.
Mm-hmm. And isn't one of the
And
actors Indian too?
what did you say?
I said, isn't one of the actors also Indian too?
Yes. And so, yeah, so
That's a
I
thing
think
too.
Grover and then Annabeth were both people of color, and they both received some type of, flack for getting the roles. But honestly, at the end of the day, if you're able to like have a great foundation and tune them out, then you have won at the end. And they're miserable, and you're up, and you're on
And they
TV.
got
You're
renewed
paid.
for season 3
Exactly.
before season 2 even aired.
That just lets you know that nothing will stop good TV at the end of the day. If it's good, it's good. Who cares who plays it?
Yes.
Hmm.
One last question. I'm having
Yeah.
so much fun. But who are your favorite actors like to look up to,
Yeah.
inspire you?
Oh, this is a great question too. Definitely Viola Davis. I look up to her a lot. Just her range, her power, her like just her emotion in each scene too. Like she's just commanding. Um, I would say when it comes to people my age range, I look up to Isabella Merced a lot and her like trajectory. I love her roles and also just
Isabella was on. I'm trying to think because I know that name. Was she
yeah,
on The Last of Us? Is she on The Last of Us
yes,
right
yes,
now?
she's in The Last of Us right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she was on
Love her.
Nickelodeon.
Yes, love her bad. Like she did Alien Romulus, which was insane. She was also in Madam Web. I just love the type of projects that she books and also her characters. So when it comes to getting inspo for my auditions, I end up watching her stuff a lot of times and then trying to like emulate her characters for the characters that I'm auditioning. And it's been helping, honestly. So her definitely Idris Elba. Um,
He's beautiful.
right. Very beautiful. Who else? Zendaya for sure.
Yes. Oh, that's a thing because people are like, now that Zendaya is at this time in her career, people are coming to her and saying, "Oh, I want you to be in this movie."
Hmm.
So I think everyone thinks actors can do that, but it's like it's a process.
Yes, and not everyone gets to that point in their life.
Yeah.
The goal is that it's called offer only, meaning that this actor is so big in their career, you cannot. And most auditions are like a 9-step process, and the first step is you receiving a script that isn't real because they don't want you to know the real stuff. So you can't give Zendaya that fake script. It's called a dummy side. You can't give her a dummy side. She's Zendaya. She has bypassed all 9 steps in her career, and she should be offer only. And the goal for all actors is to become offer only because auditioning, that's grunt work. I'm not gonna lie. That's I I want to put that behind me.
Yeah, I always hated auditions when I was in high school. Like I love acting, performing, being on the stage,
Hmm.
but the audition process was so
That's
stress
different
worthy.
from acting, honestly. It's a whole nother thing because the way you would do do some like a scene for an audition is completely different how you would do it on set. When you do a scene for an audition, you're battling casting directors who have audition spans of 4 seconds, and so you have to catch their attention. You have to do something big and bold and bad, and you wouldn't do that big and bold and bad thing on actual set because the actual set is how you would actually react to that scene.
Mhm.
And so that's a different thing. And then you have self tapes and you have lighting and you have the background and you have the reader. It's like, it's just too much. It's put me on set.
For real.
Yeah. But who else? Kiki Palmer for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Love
Kiki
her. And
Palmer,
then,
like she does her own shows on YouTube. She has her podcast.
Mm-hmm.
She is
I'm
on
eating up her series on YouTube as well. Like I love her
Diva Girl.
series. Yes. Yes. I also watched what's that other one? One of my favorite TikTok creators, Jasmine, isn't it? Would you follow Jasmine? Jasmine and Lauren Cherise. You
They
need
sound
to follow them.
familiar.
They're hilarious. But Jasmine is another one. Um, I'm forgetting the name as
What
well.
were,
But Diva Girls is so good. What did you say?
I said, what were they in?
It was another Kiki Palmer web series. So she has like two or three out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched Diva Girls, and then there's another one,
One of them
Jasmine.
days.
Yes, one of them days was so good, so good. Issa Rae
Can you
came out.
clock? Can we clock that? Because oh my gosh, we're just gonna be talking forever. Okay, one more thing. Oh, okay, I don't know why we never like
Like,
just FaceTime talked before
right.
this,
No, for real.
but people, whenever there's a black project, there's a lot of pressure. It's like,
Hmm.
when we have projects be fun. What is your thoughts about that? Have you been seeing the discourse?
I have. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Even with Sinners 2 and Sinners coming out and seeing
Yes.
like the variety headlines that they're putting out, it's pretty disgusting. Like they don't put this type of pressure on anyone else.
What
And
exactly
the
did
way
it say?
Variety was saying like this movie,
Surprising.
the pricing, yeah, the cost, and then saying that they'll never make it back. Like it was just a disgusting headline that I've never seen for any other project. And there's just so much pressure when it comes to black projects, and they kind of teach us that as well in acting class, especially if you're in a black acting class. Like you have to realize that when you book these big blockbuster movies as a black lead, you are kind of representing the entire black race in the field, unfortunately, because you doing well means that they might put money towards other black films. And if this movie flops, it's going to be on you. It's going to be because of you, and it's going to be because of the black race. And so there's just a lot of pressure when it comes to being black in the film industry, because you know you have a lot riding on it. If this movie doesn't do well with me as a lead, then that means 10 other black girls lose jobs at the end of this. That's what that means. And the people who advocated for me in my casting lose their job as well. And it's not because the network didn't promote it. It's not because the writing sucked. No. And yeah, it's just a lot of pressure riding on our backs right now.
And your dark skin, like there's
Yeah.
a lot. I say that like you're beautiful, like it's not like I'm being
Yeah.
like,
No,
but it's
no,
like
yeah,
that.
thank you. There's an added layer. It's not just me
Yeah.
being black, it's me being dark skinned, because there's been a redefinition or redefining of what black means in on TV, and a lot of it is
Stereotype.
just yeah. So right now what a black girl looks like is really just a mixed black girl on screen, and
Yeah.
that's what they're pushing right now. And so when you're auditioning for network, when I'm auditioning specifically for network things, a lot of the times I'm just auditioning for stereotypical things, because the regular black girl stuff goes to, you know, lighter skinned or mixed girls, and then the
Mhm.
stereotypical things I audition for, yeah, it's really bad. I audition for like a lot of like baby mama stuff. I audition for
You're
drug dealer.
joking.
No, I'm not joking. I wish I was joking. There was a point in time when I was just getting like slave things back to back to back. I said, I had to have a talk with my agent. And she's like, babes, I'm trying to get you this stuff. This is all you're getting called in for.
You should have been in one of them days.
I would have loved that. I think they shot it in LA though. But yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It wasn't.
Uh,
I don't think it was as stereotypical. It was more like
no, I think it was
fun.
very authentic. Even if it was stereotypical, it was very true to the black story, or true to several people's black story. And it wasn't like an interpretation of it. You know what I mean? And it was coming from the source. It was coming from Issa. It was coming from Kiki. It was coming from SZA.
Love Issa Rae.
Right. And it's not some like white person behind the screen trying to interpret what being black in America means, and then trying to write the story. Because you can tell when they don't understand the black experience. Yeah.
Oh shade. We might need to do a part two. Oh my
For
god.
sure. I'd love to.
But yeah, I noticed, as you know, I'm biracial, my mom is white and my dad is black. And I
Hmm.
do see, like, I noticed the lack of representation of black people, but I also notice lighter skinned people always get picked. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, like I'm great. Like it's good that we're getting picked, but like there's all different types
Yeah.
of people that need to be, chosen and like that are
Mhm.
talented. Um
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. I
You're
think we
really
all can eat.
talented.
Thank you. Thank you. I just hope we all, like, everyone deserves a
Yeah.
seat at the table. That's literally, it's not the fact that a certain group is booking. It's the fact is a certain group isn't booking. That's the problem. There's no problem in one group booking. The problem is that another group isn't booking. Can we all book is the question. So I hope we get to that place. But yeah, I'm happy I did this. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hopefully one day we'll be in a show
Yes.
together or we'll meet in person.
I would love that. I'm so down. I'm
Yeah.
so down.
Also, speaking of Avondika, another person I want to add to the list is Nico Parker.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's gonna be a lot more uproar when it comes to her when the movie comes out again too. Because it's as if once there's a lull to it, like, or it's a roller coaster. Like, they announce the casting, so everyone's mad, and then it goes down because people forget. And then now it's going back up because
Yeah.
the movie's out. So
It
yeah.
was crazy when Avondika, because she was in Mean Girls, and I've been following her since she was on Disney Channel.
Hmm.
And people knew her, obviously, but Mean Girls heightened it. And then the fan casting came out, and everybody was like going to her page, like
Yeah.
attacking her. And it's like, what did she do? Like, ugh, she's so talented, but
That's why they're literally just jealous and mad.
she's
And
so gorgeous.
yeah,
Like,
they're
I
mad.
see her and I'm like, do I like women?
Yeah.
But
Real.
yeah,
Real.
um, yeah. So thank you. Oh, where do you see yourself? This is a real life question. Sorry, I'm a
Yeah.
yapper.
No, for
Oh,
sure.
but where do you see yourself in 5 years with your career?
Yeah. Oh man. Hopefully definitely a series regular.
Yes, I want
Thank you.
that for you.
I I want it so bad. Thank you so much. Yeah, series regular, jumping from network to network. I definitely don't want to be tied down. I mean, honestly, I can't be choosy at this point. I was like, I don't want to be tied down to one project for years
Well,
on.
you're an A-list to me, so you get the choice.
Yeah, I get the choice. Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Weren't you
thank
in
you.
a horror movie
I've done a couple horror, yeah.
and it
I
blew up on YouTube?
yeah. Yeah, I've done a couple horror. I've done several horror, honestly. It's most of my resume at this point.
Period.
Yeah, I did.
Final girl.
Yeah, Final Girl. Yeah, that comes out soon. I think the festival's right
Wait,
now.
I was joking. Wait, for real?
Oh, yeah, I did a film called Final Girl.
Were you supposed to say that?
No, yeah, I think so. I think so because they've been posting like pictures and they tagged me in one, and
Mhm.
so after that, I posted it as well. Like,
Okay.
so, yeah, if
No
they didn't post
extra?
anything, then I wouldn't have. But I
Okay.
wrapped that. I wrapped that in
Okay.
October last year. Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully you get to see that soon too. But
Yeah.
I didn't play the final girl, but I hope to be a final girl one day. Yeah.
Yes. I wish you were in Pretty Little Liars original then.
I know. I wish I had an audition for that. I was trying so badly to get auditions. It's so difficult these days.
Oh,
But
didn't you? Sorry. Oh my
mhm.
gosh. We're
No,
meant to be friends. Oh my gosh. Were you? Didn't you audition? Oh wait, are you allowed to say what you audition for? Like if
uh,
it's out?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
depends.
auditioned for Rise of Pink Ladies?
I did, yeah. I didn't receive that through my agent though. I wasn't signed at that time. I did the open call and then from there I got the actual side. So funnily enough for Rise of Pink Ladies, they also sent dummy sides,
Mhm.
those fake sides, and you could tell like sometimes the writing is just um so it's fake sides and then they sent me the real script. Like, who did I audition for? I don't remember, but also
Hazel?
they scrapped that show as well. It's
Yeah.
not on. Yeah.
It was for
And
one season.
it deserved better. It was so good.
Yes, you watched. Yes.
I did. I was a fan.
So that's cool. Like you can watch things like you audition for, and you're not like
Yeah, I mean, it also depends. It depends on how far I got into the audition process. I think I only
Yeah.
auditioned once for Rise of Pink Ladies. Other things like what I auditioned for. I remember one of my first true start to finish audition process where they had to tell me myself that I didn't book for real.
That you
Um,
didn't?
that I didn't book. Yeah. Um, when they tell you you didn't book, that means you went far in the audition process. Because sometimes you just don't hear back.
Yeah.
It was a swarm.
Oh
I
my.
auditioned for like 3 roles. I auditioned for the main character, and then after that, I auditioned for the main character a couple times, and then after that, I auditioned for other roles. And they were actually sending me the script, so I was watching the show and seeing several scenes that I auditioned with. And I honestly, at that moment, I wasn't even salty. I was just sad. I wasn't salty because the girls on the show did 10 times better than I was doing at that time.
Oh, they were
But
good.
yeah, I don't think I've ever like. I mean, I'm salty when the deadline article comes out for sure. But then when I watch the project, I'm like, yeah, I understand why you booked because
Do
that
they
makes sense.
does the article come out after they call the actors?
Yeah, the article comes out. No, oh no. So sometimes you don't get an like my on my end. I don't get notification a lot of times that I didn't book. So sometimes how I find out that I didn't book a project that I auditioned for 5 times, 6 times is through a deadline article announcement. And they by that time they've already called the actors who did book. Yes.
Okay.
But there are special cases because apparently Tom Holland didn't know that he booked until the deadline article came out. Yeah.
Okay, because like Chandler Kinney, one of my favorite actors,
Mm-hmm.
they announced that they announced the casting for young Elle,
Mm-hmm.
and then they announced her, and then there's already like a photo of young Elle like on set. So it's like, did they film before? Like, how does this work? I guess every set is different,
Yeah.
but
I don't know that.
love
Hmm,
Chandler. Oh my
interesting.
God. I'm so salty about her on Dancing with the Stars. But anyways, um, but this was so much fun.
Yeah. It
And
was.
yes, I love talking to you. And yeah, thank you for doing this interview.
Of course. Thank you
And
so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
yes.